Mike Hailwood, Giacomo Agostini, Joey Dunlop, Dean Harrison, Peter Hickman, Michael Dunlop. Shall we add some more names to it?
John McGuinness.
John McGuinness. Come on, let's have 3 more.
Mike Booth. Oh no, wait a minute.
Anyway, what I'm trying to do is paint a picture of how serious and how big this race is. It is the senior, it is the one that everybody wants to win, and it's the one that we've all been waiting for. And we're here, it's a crescendo.
Yeah, and it really feels like that, doesn't it? Because we've had a week of Michael Dunlop, Peter Hickman really pushing each other, and we saw Peter Hickman go faster than anyone's ever been before on a super stock bike. He'll be on a faster bike today. Whether that's a full super bike or a bit of a hybrid, we're yet to find out. But you just know he's going to be faster. You're going to have them two pushing each other. Is it going to be 137 mile an hour lap today in the Senior TT?
I predict it. I predict
so?
it. Yeah, definitely. I guess the story is just about them two, right? There's nothing, as much as I love Dean Harrison, there's not a great deal he can do. I don't think the bike's ready, and I'm not sure he's ready to push where we need to go to get to those speeds.
Do you know what? I think he is. I think if he had a bike that was 10 mile an hour faster, he'd be up there. It would be a proper 3-horse race. I just think he can't compete on a bike that doesn't have the legs, not round here. I mean, the Kawasaki's a fantastic package. They're a great bike, but they don't. It doesn't have the top speed. They need to do something to give him a bit more top speed, and then he'd be right up there with him, I think.
If his mum had wheels, she'd be a bike, but she doesn't.
If his granny had,
yeah. So unfortunately, he isn't on. He hasn't got enough. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For him to do what he needs to do to get to those boys, he has to take that bike beyond its limits.
Yeah.
And there's no point taking a bike beyond its limits around here.
Not around here, too dangerous.
So I think we're always going to see, as long as Dean's reliable, he gets out the blocks, we're going to see a solid second, third. I don't think we're going to see him into that top spot.
Unless, it's 6 laps. You've got to get the bike to the end. So we've seen Dunlop retire from the Super Twin race yesterday.
Yeah.
We've seen Hickey have issues with his super bike in the past, which I think he's probably got sorted now, but there's a million and one things that can happen to these bikes that can either slow you down dramatically or end your race early. So, anything could happen. We expect the fastest 3 riders to be Dunlop, Hickman and Harrison, but they might not get to the end of the race, and then it throws the whole thing open.
The question is, as well, beyond that, Malenko by Paget. Are we going to see either of those boys taken to the start line?
Well, Connor was looking a lot better yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, again, 3 laps, but yes, he was, yeah.
Yeah, Dave, he wasn't. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. We haven't had confirmation at this point whether or not they're either of them boys or the fitness levels of either of them boys.
Yeah, I think unless the doctors said don't go, I think they're going to put the helmets on and they're going to go out because it is the senior.
Yeah.
And they're going to see how far they can get, whether they can make it through 6 laps, because 6 laps in peak physical fitness is hard enough. But then we've got to mention every single rider that goes down the grid, and we can't mention them all by name, but every one of those is out there. Some of those for the first time. Stephen Smith out for his first ever senior. Ryan Kringle will be out for his first senior, and it's just the level of respect that everyone's got. And we always talk about Pete and we always talk about Michael, but if you were out there now, there's people like you guys who are trying just as hard as those boys, and they deserve the respect as well. So
because this you can be forgiven for thinking that this race is a race of 10 riders. It's not. There's 50 people starting that race today. 50 people, and there isn't going to be 50 finishers, but every person that has got themselves to this point deserves a bit of respect. Because believe you me, it's hard work just getting here. Never mind finishing 6 laps. If you finish a 6-lap race round here, doesn't matter what pace you've done it, and you've done a bloody good job.
You really have.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Money on the table.
Pete Hickman for the win.
Okay. I'm going to go Michael Dunlop. I want to see history being made. I want to see him take Mr. Joey Dunlop's or his uncle's 26 wins and join him there.
Let's see.
One man that's not going to be out there, unfortunately, is that man there, Ian Hutchinson. Such a shame we've not seen him.
Yeah, a real shame, because he's another one of them guys, even though he's not at the peak of his physical fitness after so many injuries, he's still one of them guys that could put it on the podium in a TT, isn't he?
He's still a doer. And one thing we always say, before we go and we get to the action, one thing we always say, do we think this might be John McGuinness's last? I know he doesn't like saying it's going to be the last one, but do we think he might just get off that bike and go, do you know what, guys? Because he's had a phenomenal, he's had a really, really solid,
incredible career, and a great TT.
Yeah.
I don't think John McGuinness is going to tell us beforehand. I think it'll be a case of get off the bike and then announce that he's finishing the TT.
What's that noise?
That noise means I need to go on the radio. And some sidecars as well.
So that's a sidecar lap. There's a parade lap prior to the senior. 100 years of sidecars. Rob Fisher's gone out, Dave Molyneux's gone out, and the Birchells have gone out, and that smelled and looked awesome.
Yeah, the smell of two strokes is incredible, isn't it?
Right, go ahead and get on the radio and we'll see.
I've got to go, you've got to go. They're going to tell us to vacate this area any second because there's a funny looking security guard over there scowling at us, so we better go. Uh-oh, bye.
I tell you what, the tension is palpable. There's some guys over here doing something. I don't quite know what they're doing. It looks like TV, but do you know what? I'm not going to talk to any of the riders today. I think they're going to be far too in their own zone. Let's go and try and catch a word with a few people if we can. Let's go and try and talk to Johnny Bagnall if he's around, if he don't mind having a chat. I don't want to talk to Dean. I don't want to disturb any of the riders today. How is this is Johnny Bagnall, by the way.
Hello.
How's he feeling as he prepares for the senior?
He's just himself, you know what he's like, cheeky chap, comes in the awning, has a bit of laugh, and usual toilet trip before he comes up to the grid.
What's he hoping for out of this one? Because he's been pleased with his third places this week, but you know, on reflection, he'll feel like he'll want to have done a little bit better.
Yeah, as far as hope, we all hope he's going to win, but Michael and Pete have certainly upped the game this week. You know, we've been making changes to the Superbike all week, especially after the first race. So, yeah, hopefully see how it goes this one. And you know, 6 laps is a long time around here. So, you know, you've got to finish. Let's see how it goes.
Nice one. Good luck, mate.
Thanks.
That's Big JB. We were going to speak to Harv, but he's not on the grid. There's Dean. Good luck, mate. So let's head a bit further down. We've got Jamie Coward, we've got James Hillier. I might try and have a quick word with Steve, if he's all right with it. Steve, have you got a minute?
Yeah.
Is that all right? Obviously, Michael's going to be rocking to the line slightly later than usual. How are you feeling ahead of this?
You wouldn't know at this point. You'd rather be anywhere else in the world, I think, than here right now. But look, let's get everybody back safe, and hopefully everyone will put a good, nice show on for everyone to see. And yeah, it's been a great week, hasn't it, up to now, and hopefully we can do the business for him.
And how do you feel ahead of this race, knowing he's done what he's done and what he's capable of doing?
Can we have numbers 21 to 40, please? That's 21 to 40 up onto the start line. Control out.
Yeah, knowing what he's capable of doing, how do you feel?
I don't know if you can explain it, to be honest. It's an horrible sensation at the moment. But yeah, look, this is what he wants to do. We always come and give our best for him, and hopefully our best today will be good enough. He's capable. The bike's capable. Just TT, you need a little bit of luck, and yeah, let's see what happens.
Best of luck, mate.
Thank you.
Good luck. That's Steve, team boss of the Hulk Racing team. And then we'll try and catch a word with Faye, if she will. James Hillier's there. Let's just try and grab a quick word with Faye.
Yeah.
Have you got one moment? Is that all right? I don't want to disturb any of the riders. We've got Josh Brooks behind us. We've got Pete just a bit further down. This is the big one. How are you feeling?
Absolutely fine.
No nerves, no apprehension?
Absolutely not.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really chilled.
Do you know something we don't?
No, I don't actually. But no, I think, you know what, I've been coming here for well, how many years? Since 2018. Even then, I didn't really get nervous. I just kind of enjoy it. So I think that's the best way.
I suppose that's a good thing for the rest of the team to see the boss nice and chilled, nice and calm.
Yeah.
What are we going to see from that man just a few places down?
Well, obviously I like a win with him again, but fingers crossed. Let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Right, best of luck.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Just quickly, one man that we weren't too sure if he was going to make it onto the grid is here. His bike's here at least. Davey Todd. It's good to see his bike here. That means he is here somewhere, but it all depends on how well he slept last night, what his fitness levels are like, and whether he's going to be able to get around 6 laps. I think Davey needs a good result just to close the box on this year's TT, and hey, we know he's more than capable of doing it. Just put my hand in bird shit.
Well, Pritch, TT 2023 is over. Kaput, bavoom. For you, my friends, the boys, over! Done.
Arrivederci, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Ciao.
Manolo. Hey, what a way to end it.
I know.
Do you know what? It wasn't the scrap that I was hoping for. It was...
No, it wasn't the scrap that anyone was expecting
No.
either, was it? I think it was going to be... the favourites were Hickman or Dunlop, and Hickman won, so I think that's a pint you owe me. I'm sure we made some sort of agreement at some point.
Right, yeah.
But the spanner in the works was Dean Harrison, wasn't it?
I won't call him a spanner, mate. That's not very nice, but I understand. I understand what you mean. Yeah. No one had written him off, but everyone was saying that something would have to happen between those two for him to get
to step up,
second spot or first spot. Have you spoken to Michael?
No.
Right.
Have you spoken to Michael?
I did speak to Michael. I didn't want to steal your thunder in case you had.
No.
On the
He
radio.
doesn't speak to me.
Right, so I spoke to Michael, and do you know what? He was in good spirits after that race. He sat down on the wall just down here, and we had a little bit of a chat. Then I got him on the stage, and basically what he was saying was that he was expecting the pace to be way hotter than it was. He was expecting the grip levels to be better than they were, and he'd set up his bike accordingly, thinking they're going to have to push high 136s into 137, but that never materialised. The grip wasn't there, and the bike didn't work the way it should have done with these grip levels, and what he ended up finding was he was fighting that bike all the way over the island. So it looked like whatever problems Pete had on the last day, very Hollywood, he managed to sort them out.
I think the grip level, it's been a lot muggier today. So Pete Hickman for the win, Dean Harrison P2, Dunlop third. So it's still a good result, you know, and he's had a good TT. He's won 4 TTs. He's been on the podium on every bike that he's finished on. Obviously, the second Super Twin race didn't go his way because it broke down. It's still a good TT.
100%, absolutely. But let's just take a quick look beyond that podium. Connor Cummins. I spoke to Clive down in the hospitality, and he said that he'd spoke to Connor, and he said, if I'd have said to you last Wednesday you'll finish 4th in the senior, what would you say? And Connor said, not a chance. Connor was laid in a bed with an IV drip after qualifying. So the fact that he managed to get out there, do his 6 laps, phenomenal result. Josh Brooks. New PB.
Yeah, P5 wasn't it?
Yeah. 132.5.
Hasn't been here for 5 years. So that to me just shows we said it last night, didn't we? It shows his skill level. He's a British Superbike champion. He's going to go fast wherever he rides, and this place takes a lot of learning. All right, he hasn't been here in a few years, but he was fast when he was here last time, wasn't he? Had a few years off, but he's still a quick boy.
And got his podium. Listen, we could spend the next 10 minutes chatting all through every single result and going back through all the things we've said, but instead, give me your highlights, Boovy, from this year's TT.
I think it's got to be that lap that Pete Hickman did on a super stock bike. Yeah, we talked about it.
Phenomenal.
We talked about it religiously. We've talked about it since he did it. But 136 mile an hour on a super stock bike, you can just go and buy one from your local BMW dealership. Granted, it's an M1000RR, and they are a little bit special, a little bit more special than just a 15 grand ZX10, the type of thing that Dean Harrison's riding.
But you can still go and buy one.
You can still go and buy one, and yeah, that was a very, very impressive lap time. And the fact that the Birchells was on 120, as well as Founds and Walmsley.
Oh yeah, and Michael in the
Michael on the super sport bike. So for me, the takeaway from this, the highlight of this TT has been the phenomenal lap times. What about you, Pritch?
My highlight's yet to come.
She's sat out there having an ice cream.
Do you know what? It was for me, it was Michael's TT, I think. I came in, I'm a fan of all the riders, but Michael needed to do something this TT to prove that he was still capable on a superbike. A lot of people have written him off, and I've spoken to him a couple of times and I said, have you written yourself off? And he said no. Boom, proved it.
Yeah.
It was a shame he couldn't do what he needed to do in that senior to take it to Pete, but on the whole, I think Michael's TT has been absolutely phenomenal. Connor as well. I could go through them all. What's left to say now, mate? I'll tell you what we do want to say. Can I borrow that camera, Mego? Pass it here. So what you lot don't realise is that there's always someone behind this camera, and there's about 4 or 5 lads that have spent the last 2 weeks filming us two, poor them, and heading out on the course every single day to get you the amazing shots that you love. And you know what? They need some credit. All right, so here, there's Cal, there's Mego, there's Andy. We also want to give a big shout out to Brooker, to Duke, and to, who else is missing here? Kim, and Kim as well. Listen, these are the boys that make your action look absolutely epic, so leave your comments down below and let them know how amazing they are. Cheers, lads. We love you. GBM for life. That's it.
Well, there was a wrap.
That's it.
Done.
Leave your comments, and we'll see you in 2024. Boovy, we out.